sleeps, and the shadows are wide awake. This is the story of Willow Creek, and once you hear it, the shadows might follow you too. When Emily closed her eyes that night, a shadow didn't just appear in her dream. It crawled onto her bed and started breathing with her. The story is about to begin, but be warned, the shadows in this tale don't just stay in the story. Story titled The Shadows of Willow Creek Episode 1, The Night at Willow Creek. Emily and Jason arrive at the farmhouse just before dusk. The surrounding trees stood tall and unnaturally still, their shadows long and unmoving. As they entered the creaking wooden door, a musty smell of damp earth and forgotten time filled their lungs. "Did you hear that?" Jason whispered. A low thump echoed from upstairs, but no one had gone up there. That night, Emily struggled to sleep. She kept hearing soft breaths from under the bed. When she leaned over to look, nothing. But on the ceiling, a shadow swayed slightly, shaped like a human, though no one else was there. Episode 2, The Moving Shadow. The next night, Emily awoke to find Jason missing. The door was open. A dark shape was gliding down the hallway. She followed it through the cold silence. As she reached the hallway's end, the shadow dissolved into the wall. She turned around. Jason's necklace lay on the floor, covered in something sticky, blood. Behind her, the floor creaked. She turned, heart racing, but the hallway was empty again. Only a faint giggle remained in the air, but it wasn't Jason's voice. Episode 3, Voices in Sleep. That night, Emily heard whispers, a woman's voice, clear yet distant. "Leave before it's too late." She jolted awake, drenched in sweat. Under her pillow, she found an old folded letter. Paper was brittle, stained dark red. One line was written in shaky ink. "You'll die with your eyes open." She dropped it, hands trembling. Outside, she saw shadows dancing between the trees, though the wind was still. Episode 4, The One Beneath the Trees. Emily stood at the window. A tall, shadowy figure stood motionless beneath the largest willow. She stepped outside slowly. The deeper she walked into the fog, the more distorted the farmhouse became behind her. The shadow didn't move until she reached 5 steps away. Its eyes gleamed faint red. It stepped back into the roots of the tree and vanished. In its place was Jason's shirt torn, soaked in dried blood. She screamed, but only the trees heard. Episode 5, The Disappearance of Jason. Detective Harris arrived. He believed Jason simply left. Emily insisted. He was taken. "No sign of forced entry," he replied. Mrs. Holloway, sipping tea, muttered, "Willow Creek doesn't lose people. It keeps them." No one understood her. At night, the mirrors in the farmhouse fogged up from the inside. One sentence appeared on the glass. "I'm still here." Episode 6, The Dream with Closed Eyes. Emily dreamt of a decaying room lit by swinging lights. She was tied to a chair. All around her, shadows circled. One of them had Jason's voice. "They put us to sleep, and we never woke up." She woke up gasping, fingernails filled with dirt. Her shoes were muddy, but she hadn't left the house all night. Or had she? Episode 7, The Mirror's Shadow. She stood before the mirror. Her reflection blinked slower than she did. And behind her, Jason, his face pale, eyes hollow. She turned. No one there. When she looked back, her reflection was alone, but the mirror cracked slowly, forming a shape, a tall figure holding Jason's necklace. Blood oozed from the cracks. She ran, her heartbeat louder than the thunder outside. Episode 8, The Letter on the Table. At breakfast, she found another letter on the wooden table. It hadn't been there the night before. "Refuse to leave, and you'll take root too." That morning, the trees looked different, as if they'd moved. Their limbs were longer. The roots stretched near the house's foundation. The shadow from the big willow now reached her window, even though the tree was yards away. Episode 9, The Doctor's Revelation. Dr. Rayner reviewed Emily's case. After hearing everything, he sighed deeply. This house was once a facility. They tested dreams and extracted shadows. "What do you mean?" "They believed shadows were memories of trauma left behind while we slept. But some shadows didn't want to leave. Jason, he claimed, may now be part of the house. A sleeping soul can't fight back," he warned. Episode 10, The Cellar Below. Emily discovered a trapdoor beneath the old rug. It led to a hidden cellar wall, scratched, medical tools rusted. On a hook, Jason's torn hoodie. On the wall, shadowy markings of a figure. One hand was stretched toward the ceiling as if trying to escape. When she touched the wall, a jolt ran through her. "Jason!" A faint whisper replied, "Don't wake me up." Episode 11, The Child in the Tree. That evening, a child's cry echoed from outside. Emily ran, finding a boy tangled upside down in a tree. She screamed for help, but as she neared, the child's face morphed into Jason's, and the tree began pulling him inside. "Don't!" she cried, but branches wrapped around her wrists, cold and rough. She broke free, barely. Her arms bore red marks like fingers. Episode 12, Holloway's Secret. Emily confronted Mrs. Holloway. "What is this place?" The old woman sighed. "It's not the house, it's the land. The willows grow from bones from forgotten dreams." Emily stepped back. "Jason, was he a dream?" "No," Holloway said. "He was your sacrifice. The creek doesn't take without reason." Episode 30, The Path That Never Ends. Emily packed to leave. She ran into the woods, but every trail looped back to the farmhouse. No matter how far she ran, the porch reappeared before her. Panic surged. She turned and saw herself walking toward her. Same face, but black eyes and a mouth that didn't smile. Her double whispered, "You can't leave. You already did." Episode 14, The Sleeper Who Awoke. In the cellar, Jason's shadow appeared again. "You can bring me back if you give up your sleep." "What?" "Stay awake forever and I'll be free. But close your eyes again and you'll join me." Emily sat beside the shadow. Her eyes burned. The clock ticked slower. Shadows began surrounding her. Episode 15, The Final Shadow. Emily never slept again. The price of Jason's soul was her rest. Now every guest who comes to Willow Creek feels it. The cold, the breath, the sense of being watched. They say a girl walks the hallways without blinking. Her shadow always moves, even when she stands still. In the trees,